Welcome to the Built to Scale series Outside Marketing, bringing you quick, actionable episodes to help move your business forward. Here's your host, Craig Severinson.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to Built to Scale. Outside Marketing, the show where we come together to talk about how do you build a thriving business without sacrificing your personal life. I'm Craig Severinson, and if you're enjoying this, as always, go to builttoscalehq.com for more content. I've got some updates on that today that I'm really excited to share, and I'm all discombobulated, wound up because I started the show about 8 minutes ago, and then my internet went out on my phone here. So I've been driving around the state park looking for a good internet connection, and here I am. A little late, so sorry for that, but some really good content coming at you today. We're going to talk about how to keep your marketing ROI positive, which is a really fun conversation because who doesn't like investing in their marketing rather than spending money and not being sure if that investment is going to come back to you. So that's what we're going to talk about. Before we dive in, I've got some announcements that I'm really excited about, just to keep you abreast of all the things going on in my I like opening the door and using my own business, my own life as an example, and so I want to keep you updated on what's going on with me. So number one, I put in the work. I wrote all day yesterday, and I've just been hitting it really hard, and I'm done and have turned in the first version of my manuscript of the new book, which I'm really excited about. It's actually version 2 of the manuscript, but it was like we discussed, in an earlier episode, it was so heavily changed that it's pretty much a whole new book, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out because I wrote that first version of the book and I just felt this isn't it. This isn't the right book. And so I listened to my intuition, I switched it up, I changed it, and it just poured out of me. And I'm really excited to share that with you when it comes out. So that's update number one. Update number two is that the Built to Scale podcast season 2 is live today. So if you want to check out the brand new episodes of the Built to Scale show, that is a little bit different than this show. So this show, short, like 10-minute trainings and talks about really specific tactics, really specific strategies. The Built to Scale show is interviews with successful entrepreneurs talking about their life. What are the challenges they face? Or how are they growing their business and helping them get real about their journey so that you can take that those nuggets of truth and of action and apply them to your own business so that you can be successful as well. So it's a really cool show. Check it out. It's at builttoscalehq.com. And then the third announcement is that I have officially booked, I'm announcing right now, to speak at Social Media Day in Denver on June 30th. So if you are in the area on June 30th and you want to come see me live, come to Social Media Day Denver. And who knows, maybe the book will be out and you can get a signed copy of the book. That'd be fun, right? If nothing else, we can shake hands, we can have a conversation, and it'll be a great time. So those are 3 updates on me and my business and what's going on. I'm really excited about all of them. I feel like I'm like squinting into the camera because the sun's kind of bright today. Here, I'm going to turn. It's every time we have this show, I'm talking about the camera. So if you're listening just to the audio and podcast, I'm sorry. You got to imagine me. I'm in a big furry hat because it's cold today. I'm wearing gloves, and it's sunny, which is really nice. Okay, cool. Let's dive into today's topic, and that is how do you keep your marketing ROI positive all the time? And I think this really boils down to a very simple principle, one simple mindset shift, and that is you need to understand with all the marketing you do, how does it result in clients? It's that simple. And I know it sounds really like, no duh, Craig. But here's the thing, most entrepreneurs are investing in marketing or doing marketing activities, and they actually don't know how that results in a client. And so when you ask them, what are you doing to get clients? They say, well, I'm doing a blog, I'm doing a podcast, I'm doing a show, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But How does that result in a client? Oh, I don't know. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? That's what I'm supposed to do. If you don't know I do X activity and it results in X clients, then your marketing is never going to be ROI positive. You can't track that. You don't know what the return on investment is. So it's always going to be a money shoot, right? So to be ROI positive, the first thing you got to do is shift that mindset, and excuse me, shift that mindset and track and think about how is this going to result in clients. And there's lots of little shifts you can make to very popular tactics that will make them instantly ROI positive. Let's take, for example, doing a podcast. Okay. So most people do a podcast and their goal is to build the show up until it's popular enough that they can run ads, and that's how they're going to make money. The number of entrepreneurs that actually reach that point is very, very small. So a tweak to that method that will actually result in clients is to instead focus your show around, make it for your clients, and make the guests on the show potential clients as well. Now, every time that you host a show, every time you have a guest, you have a potential to have a high quality conversation with someone who could be your client. And those relationships can directly turn in to client relationships. Now we have an ROI positive show. And if the show is building your email list, you're able to make offers. Now you're doing double duty, right? Because you're guaranteed at least one high quality conversation with a client or potential client. And you're building your email list to then have more conversations with potential clients. So one small shift to your show idea, right? Instead of just like hoping and trying to grow and be popular, make it for your clients, a show for your clients, and interview people who could be your potential clients, right? Now, ROI positive show immediately from show one, day one, already ROI positive. Let's take another example, speaking, right? Again, the philosophy that most people use with speaking is that they want to get on the biggest stages possible and become like business famous, right? Which is not a bad goal. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd love to be business famous. I love speaking on big stages, and I like speaking on stages that aren't always 100% aligned with my audience, right? But if you want an ROI positive from day one experience with speaking, instead of trying to get on the biggest stages, focus on speaking presentations to your ideal audience and borrow other people's audiences first before you try to create your own, right? So instead of building your own conference, go and speak at other people's networking events, go speak at other people's mastermind groups, go speak to associations, right? Professional associations in particular. One of the most successful webinars I ever did was to a professional organization, and I spoke to them. It resonated with their audience, and I got 10 clients and made like $70,000 ish. It was just under $70,000 in one weekend, in 3 days. That's how much money I made from one webinar presentation. But it wasn't an audience that I put together, and it wasn't like the biggest audience I ever spoke to either. It was like 20 people, right? The power of small audiences and borrowing other people's authority is huge. Again, it's just one small switch, right? Because most people are trying to get on that stage. I want to be a TEDx speaker. I want to speak at the biggest conferences in the world, which is great, which is fantastic. But if you can't make money along the way, you won't get there, right? So you've got to start with the small stuff, make it ROI positive immediately, and that will fuel your business and fuel your ambition to get up to those big stages, right? Awesome. Yeah, and you can do that with any marketing tactic. You just got to think, how can I make this ROI positive? How do I do this activity and it leads to a client? And if you can't answer that question, you shouldn't be investing in it. If you can't answer that question, you should not be investing in it. So you got to understand, how does it work? Awesome. That's what I got for you. I'd love to hear, what are the marketing tactics you're investing in? What are you doing to make them ROI positive? What is the marketing tactic that has been most successful for you? I'd love to hear that in the comments. Until next time, take some fast, focused, imperfect action. I believe in you. I got your back. We'll talk soon. See ya.
Thanks for joining us. To check out all the Built to Scale episodes and to see how Craig can help you in your business, go to builttoscalehq.com.